Sui Lalo, probably one of the strongest strategies at Town Hall 9 right now, all to be explained in the following video. Hey guys, how is it going? Jackadunga here, back again with another video, and I am going to do another strategy guide for today. Now, it is titled Upping Your Hit Rate, and I find that this is the best way to up your hit rate. I was in a bit of a dark patch recently at Town Hall 9, not really hitting much, but then I sort of switched to this strategy and things started to come together. So it is the Sui Lalo. Now this strategy is probably the best strategy right now in the meta. Just you can use it on such a variety of bases and it's just so open-ended. It's a really good strategy. This is the sort of base layout which I use. Of course it is subject to change dependent on what the base is looking like, but this is what I usually go: 2 Lava Hounds, 28 Loons, 6 Minions and 2 Wizards, and then you've got the spells there and a Lava Hound in the clan castle. But what I'm going to really try for you guys today is to really get a sense of how to do these attacks, because of course Sui Lalo most commonly is a cleanup attack. Really, that's what it was sort of designed for initially, but it's honestly good for any sort of base, and I'm going to show you a few examples first. So I did 6-pack this war, and I've actually been doing very good recently. I'm actually 20 for 24 at 9v9 since about 2 weeks ago. Using mostly Sui Lalo, so definitely good, and it's definitely up my hit rate. But we're going to break down this base here. Shout out to Mikey B from the OSF. I did triple his base, unfortunately, but when I was looking at this base, so the key sort of parts you're looking for is really the enemy CC, where it's located, because when you're on a fresh sort of base, you're looking to see if you can lure that CC quite easily. You want to find a place where you can really try and get that CC as easily as possible. Now, I actually did choose by this mortar. Reason being, you might see 2 air defenses here, but actually it's the easiest way to get hold of this CC because sort of the loons path around these wizard towers here, and actually they do path around here, not really accessing it apart from maybe getting that air defense. So I actually do choose here to see what's in the CC, because of course that can really muck up your Lalo if you don't really get rid of it quickly. Then it's the job of the heroes. Now you have to deploy your heroes in a way which they can get maximum value and not target the Lava Hound if it's in there. And so of course you want to clean up the CC troops, but if there is a Lava Hound and Golem, you don't want that Queen locking on that Lava Hound, so you don't want it to be pulled out of the CC. So what I tend to do is I get a few loons, often 4, haste them in to try and lure that clan castle, because as you can see here, 2 air defenses lined up. They will actually try and get rid of those loons, but then out comes the CC. Now there's 2 places where I can put the king and the queen. I can put them in these high value target area. There's a lot of wizard towers here. I can try and pick up all of those, or I could actually try for these 2 air defenses. Now traditionally you're trying to go for an air defense, but in a special circumstance when this Lava Hound could come out, of course that will be triggered when the king gets deployed around this area. So it would actually be better for me to deploy the king and queen around here so the queen can hit over the wall and take out these wizard towers. But apart from that, after you have killed the CC and maybe got a bit of value, maybe taken out these 2 air defenses, maybe taken out these wizard towers, you can then go and really just Sui Lalo the rest. You're looking for quite an easy path for the bases. I really don't tend to care about the pathing unless it's really dodgy. That's why it works so well, but you just have so many loons you can overpower it. So what I tend to do is either go in a clockwise or anti-clockwise motion. So I'm often trying to get the loons to go in a sort of path, like going around this area here, or maybe going around the back area here. But actually I'm going to start my loons off here, because the wizard tower is actually, this wizard tower farm could cause a bit of problems early on for my Lalo. So I'm actually going to deploy them here and make them go around clockwise. I tend to go very heavy, you'll see, I go heavy on the loons and sort of deploy them so they're spaced out, so they sort of path in that right direction. And then, of course, finally, the last thing you've really got to deal with, apart from going heavy in on these air defences, is the queen. Now, of course, the queen can lock on those loons and cause a real problem. But what I tend to do, usually, is Rage Skelly the queen. Now, a Rage Skeleton spell from the Clan Castle can do a hell of a lot of damage, as well as actually negate the damage from these arch towers, because they're actually targeting the skeletons. So what I'm going to do is there, Rage a Skeleton spell, and that will kill the queen when it is locked on. So we're going to have a look at this attack and see how I do it. You can see I do actually adjust the composition slightly. I'm going to go through a little bit of a tip here. If you are actually deploying a few loons, hasting the CC loons into an area here, if you do deploy a minion there, you can see it actually takes 2 shots of that air defense, which gives you a little bit more time for those loons to come in and actually give you a better chance of actually unlocking the CC. So you can see here, actually comes out a baby dragon and a witch. So I can deploy the king and the queen in this area here. Taking that poison spell, of course, negates the damage from that, helps it clear out easier. And you can see, I actually have a 24-25 queen. It works with any sort of queens, even as low as 15-15. It's actually the most reliable strategy for low level heroes, because of course they don't have to be involved in any sort of kill squad. So queen comes in here, actually gets a bit of a, sort of gets wound up on this king, but she will end up taking this air defense as well. So of course a high value start is brilliant, taking out those 2 air defenses. Just means that I have less trouble with the Lalo. So you can see here, very heavy on the CC, not the CC, on the loon troops here, taking about 13 here, to try and get rid of these wizard towers. I do put a heal spell here because those wizard towers can get locked on those loons, cause a lot of damage. I don't want that happening so early on, so I drop a haste and the loons to take that out. But you can see there, I haste a few loons into that first air defense. You need to save loons for the air defenses, which are often exposed. You want to make sure that a lot of loons are have the easiest pathing towards these air defenses. So I save a few back end loons for these for this air defense here, and that is all the air defenses taken out. I still have that Rage and Skelly, of course. You can see a few Teslas popping up here, but you have to be patient on the Skelly kill. The queen loves to hop over walls. If you deploy that skeleton spell in the wrong compartment, that is going to be game over. And often when I'm using this strategy, the reason why I do fail is that I deploy the skeleton spell too early. You have to be patient. Make sure that Lava Hound is locked in a compartment. As you can see here, this is the perfect opportunity to deploy them. So the queen is going to be taken out here. She's not going to be moving. She's going to be rooted in that compartment. It's actually going to help take out the Teslas as well. But with that, that is all the defenses taken out. You can see how easily I actually destroy this base, a fully maxed base with 24-25 heroes. It's not really a case of time, really. You always have a lot of pups and lava hounds, not lava hounds, lava pups and minions going around the base, so it's often not a case of time which ruins this strategy. So it doesn't really have to have too many cleanups troops. That's why I only take 6 minions traditionally. But I pretty much smashed this base here. A fresh triple hit on Mikey B just shows the power of it, really. I do have another base to show you guys, of course, to give you a bit of more of an example. I'm actually going to have to check what number it is. Number 17. So we'll go down to that base now, and I'll show you a slightly different base and how I approach this one. So this base was scouted. Of course, the scout does really help. You know exactly where what the CC troop is, where the Teslas are. But with this, I knew it was a Lava Hound, which obviously does help. I don't need to lure the CC to check what's inside. But this base I would actually try and Sui Lalo anyway, because it's just it's a pretty easy Lalo, pretty easy pathing, and so I was going to do that anyway. But here, the place where you can get value really is up here in this corner. You can maybe take out a wizard tower, a few arch towers, but that does lure the CC, so I actually decided to take out one air defense here. Now, I can actually, and actually I do, try to do something a little bit more advanced. Well, not really that advanced, but I try and get the king and the queen to walk around here. As you can see, a few air defenses lying down here I could actually take out with my queen. So I'm actually going to direct her into that. But really, you're only looking to take out one air defense. If you take out one air defense, which is lying on the side, it does just really help with your Lalo. You don't need too much when you're suing your heroes. It's really about the pathing. But you can see there, you've got the queen there. I'm just going to rage skeleton her. You've got the heal spell for this back end here, but I'm going to go in a clockwise motion around this base, starting off here, going around here, and then ending up towards this end here. So we're going to show this attack now. Bit of a point on sweepers. If you have some nasty sweeper placement, they can sort of ruin your Lalo pathing. But here, I tend to try and avoid facing an oncoming sweeper, because that can often sort of ruin your loon pathing. But here it's not really much of a problem. I'm coming in from this angle, but they're going to push backwards here, which is not really going to cause much. It's only going to direct them towards this area here. Definitely not a problem. But you can see the start off, don't need to lure the CC. Of course, I know there's a lava hound in there. But actually, when I do know that what's in the CC, I often don't take a poison, because air skellies don't do too much damage. They often lock on the lava hound, so it's really not much of a problem. Often the pups clean them up. But you can see here, I actually do get more than I bargained for. The queen heading along here is actually going to take out this air defense and this air defense. So I'm going to get 3 air defenses with this Sui Lalo portion, which is quite rare. You don't usually get that much. But you can see how much I overpower this base here. Lava hounds coming in. Of course, I do go in heavy on this top end, as I did mention. You can see the lava hound. I'm being patient with this rage skelly. I know that she's sort of rooted in here now, and I do have the leniency of 2 skeleton spells to actually take her out, but it's a pretty easy kill now. You can see the queen's helped out here. It's quite an abnormal circumstance. I've actually taken out all the air defences now. But you just see how many loons and how many troops I still have left up. It's just really a killer of a strategy. I don't even need to use this heal and these 2 haste. It's just really, really good to take out any sort of base here. I'm just going to overpower this and take out that sweeper. And I've got plenty of cleanup. You saw I did it in about 1 minute 30 seconds, so really not much of a problem here. Just a really powerful strategy. Now we are going to go into the advanced part now, so I will head out of this one after you see to swag a little bit here. We're going to go into a bit more of an advanced from my colleague Angel, so if you do want to stick around for the more advanced part, I will take you there now. Right, now we have the advanced part of the video. This is Angel. Now Angel is a bit experienced at Sui Lalo, so he is going to take a few wall breakers. Now, if you are a beginner, I wouldn't recommend trying to do this. I'd say just keep it simple, but if you are more experienced and you want to try and fish for a bit more value with your heroes, I would say try this. So Angel here is going to go and try and attack this base. Now you can see, not very accessible as the other bases. You can see their air defenses are sort of, there's one inside, there's one on the corner, but not much value around it. There's one on the corner here, and then there's one tucked in here. Now there was a scout on this base, so Angel does know exactly what's in that CC. Happens to be a lava hound, but he's actually going to try and get the queen to take out these 2 air defenses before the lava hound comes out. He's going to have to create a bit more of a funnel here. He's going to start the king and the queen off all the way in the corner and try and get to this area without the aid of anything, just a few wizards to try and funnel them in. So king and queen are going to come in here. Pretty difficult wall break in to try and get them to come in towards this base, but he's going to start off with the test wall breaker to try and break in. But of course, if he can nail this wall break, he's going to get a lot of value taking out these archer towers, these, I've forgotten what they're called, air defenses, that's what they're called, and maybe even the queen. But the king has funneled the queen in. It is a success so far. But the queen's got a lot to do here. She's not going to take out as much as Angel wants. But you can see king is going to lock on here. Queen is going to try and take out this air defense just before she dies, but actually going to get distracted on the queen, who's on a slither of health. But cleverly deploys that wizard as a backup plan to take out that air defense. Pretty weak here. You can see despite him not picking up all of the high value targets, he's actually managed to pick up that air defense. This air defense is on a slither of health, and the queen's even more on a slither of health, so it's actually really helped him out here. He's got a lot of value despite 2 of those key structures being slightly up, but not really down and out. The air defense he's actually going to start and adjust here, because he hasn't quite taken this out. He's actually going to deploy a few loons towards this air defense to try and take it out. Now this explosion is actually going to mean the death of the queen. She's so low that actually these pups are going to take her out right now. But with that, he sort of deployed his loons in a way which they're all going to path in the sort of the same direction, coming in towards this expo. He's got a rage and a heal spell, and you can see he's not going to need all of those spells. And of course, because Angel is Angel, he's going to do a little bit of swagging. They're going to heal up this area here, but He saved that heal and the rage for this high value, this little bit here. A few wizard towers, archer towers and Teslas could of course cause a little bit of problems, but he's got plenty of spells for that. He's got 6 loons left over as well, so he's pretty much smashed this base. And as you can see, if you can get that really like a lot of value from that suicide portion of your raid, you can really do some bits here. You can see he's going to swag a rage spell and a skeleton spell. Now, I cannot emphasize how good this strategy is. Of course, you've sort of seen it here, but I would so recommend, if you want to get your Town Hall 9 hit rate up to CWL level or maybe MLCWL level, start off with this strategy. It's just so good and can be so effective, as proven sort of by myself, but mostly by Angel, we'll say here, because he did a very nice hit. But I hope you did enjoy. I will leave details of all of the strategy points and all of the notes I have in this comment section below, so you can have a look at there if you want to start off. But if you did, of course, enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more similar content, and I do hope to see you in another video. Thank you very much for watching, guys.